Hello everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to play along with Sarah Scrapp's Sketches Reimagined series using Laura Whitaker sketches. I haven't been able to play in a while, so I thought I'd join in this month with her. I've got these two photos of my boys kind of hanging out on the couch together, and a page kit I created using the Grateful Heart collection from Jen Hatfield. This is a collection I'm guest designing using this month for Scrapbook Your Joy, so I'll have the link for that down below, and I'll get you on fast forward and see what I can create. This one has a lot of strips to it and some circles and stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to go that route. We'll see what happens, and we'll play and go from there. So let's see what happens. The first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is gut this gorgeous piece of pattern paper that's gold foil. I already know that I want it to be a matte for my photos because I liked how it looked on with my photos. Like, it was just a nice grounding for it. And then as I was looking, I thought, hey, I need strips. Why don't I use the strips that are the branding strips, or the part that holds up the manufacturer strips, right, to hang the paper pad. And I'm going to go ahead and use those too, and just really trying to work with what I have chosen for this particular page kit. Now, I will say, you might be wondering, like, you made a page kit, but I didn't see you make it. And that would be because I'm doing things a little bit backwards. So I'm guest designing for Scrapbook Your Joy with Moira and Shannon from She's Crafty. And we're all using this Grateful Heart collection from Jen Hatfield. And I did make big page kits for it, but I did that after I made the page kits I already have up and are going live this week and next week. The following week is Build a Page. So my Jen Hatfield page kits collection with all of these isn't going to be until the end of the month. So it's a little backwards. You're going to see the layouts before you see me build the page kits, but at least you'll be able to recognize a few things that I've used. So that'll be fun to see as the time comes. So I've gotten everything back. I gutted that, put that aside so I can use it on another project. And now I'm going to play with the idea of these strips. And I grabbed the one with the houses, and I'm like, it's so pretty. I don't think I want to cut it. So instead, I'm going to put it at the bottom, grab one of the foam stickers that I have and use that. So I've got a really nice grounding. My son has some blue pants on, which makes me want to work with that blue. That's why I grabbed some of these colors of blue into this, and it just kind of flows together. I'm liking this. I'm pretty much working with my photos outward and just trying to see what I can make work with what I have. I'm going to grab these leaves now and fit them in and just kind of play. My goal, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. I have a basic idea of how I want the layout to look, but other than that, I'm just kind of letting what I picked tell me where to go. One thing I did want to do is have a border, because this gorgeous floral paper, it's got the same color tones, and it's nothing like my rug, but it reminds me of the colors and the vibe of the rug that I have in my living room. And so I'm using that as a mat, but I want to keep those houses down at the bottom, and I didn't want it to look funny having the mat and then the houses. So I'm going to literally put everything down to the bottom so you don't have that funny little gap between them. Really like that. Perfect grounding. Everything's coming together. I'm going to add some fun foam to each one of my photos so that there's a bit of dimension going on, because everything's pretty flat right now. And then I'm just going to keep adding some things. At this moment, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. If I'm going to add stitching, I'm going to take that step. And as I'm putting this together, I'm just thinking to myself, it needs stitching. Like, I need a way to tie this in a little bit more to the sketch, because you see it, but it's not exactly there. And I need to make it a little bit more present. And so I just simply took my tape runner that I use. That's not a tape runner, excuse me. My roll of tape, and I use that. It's a circle. So I just use that to trace around, and I'll make my lines that way and have everything match out. But I wanted my leaves to be set in place first, so that when I went to make the lines, it would be equal and even and I don't have to overstitch too much, because I hate when I stitch and then I cover most of my stitching up. drives me crazy. So I'm trying to be smart about it and just adding all the embellishments and everything in now so that I can do that smartly and stitch accordingly. So while you watch me do that, because I jumped a little bit ahead of myself, let's talk about these photos. So my boys, one day, Jackson was lying on the couch watching a show or something, and Barrett came to talk to him. And they both were just, I don't know, it was so funny. They were laughing at each other, and Jackson wasn't really getting mad at him for being on him. And Barrett was really excited that he wasn't getting upset with him. And then they started to like arm wrestle with their hands. It was just, I don't know, it was funny. But they were being good, and they were quietly playing, even though they were joking around. But the look on Barrett's face on how happy he is to be playing with his big brother. He absolutely loves playing with Jackson. It's one of his favorite things. And so I love the shot. I like how it was kind of a, I don't know if it's the filter I did, though I don't think it is the filter. I think it was just that type of a day where it was kind of those warm colors, because I think it was summertime, so it was pretty bright in my house, and I have some yellow tone things in my house. I don't know. It's just the way everything turned out. I really loved how I loved the photos. I loved it. And then when I saw this collection and Sandra sent it to me to use, I'm like, this is going to be amazing with these photos. And so I was very excited. I've had this in my head to use these photos with this collection the moment I got it. And it was the first layout I created using this collection, just because I was so excited to do that. So remember, when you grab a collection, if it sparks anything in your head to use, find your photos, find whatever that is that ignites you to think like, oh, this will be perfect, and do it right away so you don't forget, because you'll regret it, because you'll come back across and you'll be like, oh, I totally meant to do that, and then you'll have forgotten. So if it makes you think of a certain photo or a certain memory or anything, make sure you write it down, document it, and get it done right away. Okay, I've come down, I've done the stitching. It definitely helped. I think you can see the sketch in it now. It's pretty, I think just adding those 2 circles really helped bring the sketch into play. I do add the little banner and that thank you for being a friend, because that's kind of what this is talking about. They're best buds, they're best friends, that sort of thing. And then I added a couple of the navy blue tear apart pieces. I think I add treasured and memories. And then I'm trying to get this house to work at the bottom, and I actually take away the 2 things I'm playing with now. I put the blue one on top of the white house, and so that there's a bit of floral down at the bottom, which gives me a visual triangle with the black and white, and that does it. So here's a look at my finished layout. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks, Sarah, for letting me join. Have a great day, everyone.